Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News for Friday, February 20. I am Carrie Simpson. A special welcome to our viewers on YouTube, TVJ International in the Cayman Islands, and online at onespotmedia.com. Here's what we have in the bulletin. International health partners throw support behind Jamaica's tax on sugary drinks and cigarettes. Shipping backlog causing uncertainty among some players in the logistics sector. And later in sports, mixed day for Jamaica at Pan Am Cycling Championships. Thank you for joining us. Now the details. Jamaica is being commended by international health agencies for taking bold steps to tackle non-communicable diseases through new fiscal measures aimed at reducing the consumption of harmful products. Details in this report. In a joint press statement Friday, the Pan American Health Organization and World Health Organization, along with UNICEF, welcomed recent tax measures introduced by the Jamaican government. The measures target tobacco products, alcoholic beverages, and sugar-sweetened drinks, all considered major contributors to heart disease, diabetes, cancer, and obesity in Jamaica. Global evidence suggests that increasing taxes on these products can significantly reduce consumption, particularly among young people, while also easing long-term pressure on national health systems. PAHO and WHO representative in Jamaica, Ian Stein, says the policies are grounded in strong global evidence and are expected to lower avoidable healthcare costs while supporting the country's sustainable development goals. And from a child rights perspective, UNICEF says the move could also help protect adolescents who are especially vulnerable to the marketing of unhealthy products. Meanwhile, UNICEF representative Olga Isaza notes that evidence-based pricing policies will reduce children's exposure to harmful products while creating opportunities to reinvest in family support services. The proposed modification to the 20% duty concession framework announced by Finance Minister Favour Williams in her budget presentation has left the Jamaica Teachers Association troubled. Under the framework, public officials in eligible posts are afforded preferential tax treatment on importation of motor vehicles. More in this report.
President of the Jamaica Teachers Association, JTA, Mark Malabva, says educators are seriously unsettled by the government's proposed changes to the duty concession on motor vehicles for public sector workers. He warned that the measure would weaken teachers whose roles demand travel, particularly in rural areas. Mr. Malabva bemoaned that the change was suggested without any consultation.
No consultation whatsoever. The truth is that this benefit is negotiated through the Jamaica Civil Service Association, and invariably teachers benefit from that. But what I found interesting was that is the fact that we were at the negotiation table on February 4th with the government. And at no point in time did they raise this.
He described the move as disingenuous. The JTA president says in the past there was a proposal by the former finance minister to remove the concession. However, the government backed off after strong pushback.
Now we are at the point now where the government is now saying that they'll apply a 15% concession. If you apply with another concession, a 15% GCT, if you apply that to a 20% concession, and effectively, all that you're going to get is a 5% concession. Yeah, it is essentially cutting the legs out of from the education system.
Thousands of educators who qualify for the concession will be affected by the changes. The JTA is scheduled to resume talks with the government about wages and benefits.
There are some unique items on our list of claim to the government, in which we ask for certain things to be treated with going forward. It is going to affect how we negotiate at the negotiation table.
Aliyah Bryant, TVJ News.
Up to 3 months, that's how long some shipping companies say containers are sitting at ports across the island, fueling growing frustration over severe congestion. Anthony Atkinson has the details.
Shipping companies are raising alarm over severe congestion at ports across the island, citing extended delays and rising cost. Dennis Hawthorne, president of CEO of Dennis Shipping, explained that containers are remaining at port for up to 3 months, with demurrage charges soaring to $18 million since December, compared to the usual $3 to $6 million. He stressed the need for temporary warehouse solutions and government support to ease the backlog.
What I recommend is that the government need to add a little warehouse, like a temporary warehouse outside of the warehouse where they presently have, to accommodate it, or utilize the JDF and the police force for temporary to do it, because this is a crisis that we have now in Jamaica, and people might not be aware of it because we're thinking about the hurricane that damaged everything down in Jamaica, but now it's a domino effect, and a lot of other folks are feeling it, the residue of what is happening now. Right. And then it's shipping, all the other folks that are there are feeling it now.
Meanwhile, General Manager at Dennis Shipping, O'Shane Whittingham, highlighted that delays are worsened by customers not collecting their shipments, often due to misunderstandings about fees. He also pointed to the limited warehouse capacity in Montego Bay, which has been overwhelmed in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa, disrupting normal business cycles and slowing the movement of goods.
It's stagnant in the warehouse. The goods are there in the warehouse. Nobody not coming for their goods that are there in the relief. Most of them is relief items. What happened is now people send their items, just take it up, because they get it in the States. Some of them, they don't even purchase it. They get it and they send it down. And the person is receiving, assuming that they would not be paying a cent to get these items. But they do not realize that there are miscellaneous charges that they would have to pay, like wharfage and handling, or other charges that is also different from what the government charge. Okay. And that because of the stripping of the container. So that's why it's there. People left the goods there, and nobody's there to pick it up.
The Shipping Association of Jamaica is urging both the government and the public to take immediate steps to clear cargo and restore efficient operations at the ports. Antonia Atkinson, TVJ News.
The St. Andrews Central Police have charged a man who allegedly robbed and stabbed a teenager as he walked along Birmingham Avenue in the Kingston 10 area last year. 20-year-old Antoine Groves of a Spanish Town Road address has been charged with robbery with aggravation and wounding with intent. Following months of investigation, detectives arrested Groves on Monday, February 16, during an operation at his home. He was later interviewed in the presence of his attorney and then charged. Now, the allegations are that about 5:25 p.m. on June 13 last year, a teenager was walking home when Groves approached him and demanded his mobile phone. The teen refused and was stabbed by Groves, who escaped with $30,000. The teen was treated at hospital and the matter reported to the police. Groves' court date is being finalized.